All right, let's dive in. We're heading way up north, to the Arctic, to figure out something that sounds almost impossible. How in the world do you give a health checkup to the biggest animals on the planet? Well, it turns out the secret is in their breath.
So I want you to really think about this for a second. How do you check a 40-ton whale for a virus? I mean, we're talking about an animal the size of a school bus, living out in the middle of the ocean. You can't just ask it to say, ah. This is a massive, massive challenge, and it's been a huge puzzle for scientists for, well, forever.
So let's talk about the whale's health check. You know, this has always been the fundamental problem. For so long, trying to study these incredible animals up close meant stressing them out, which kind of defeats the purpose if you're trying to figure out how healthy they actually are.
And here's why it's so tough. I mean, first off, these are super elusive animals in this just vast, deep ocean. Trying to track them, let alone observe them consistently, is a nightmare. And obviously, they're way too big to capture for any kind of examination. These aren't just small problems, they're huge roadblocks for science.
Okay, so when you have a problem this big, you have to get creative, right? And that's exactly what researchers did. This led to a really cool evolution in how they do things, moving from, let's say, a pretty blunt instrument to something way more high-tech and gentle.
And here's that evolution in a nutshell. The old way? Biopsy darts. The new way? Breath samples. Think about that shift. It's the difference between taking a piece of the whale versus just collecting something the whale, well, breathes out.
And when you compare them side by side, the difference is just night and day. Biopsy darts, they're invasive, you have to get super close in a boat, and it actually leaves a small wound on the animal. But the drone collection, it's totally hands-off. You can do it from a distance, and there's absolutely no physical harm. For the whales, this is a total game changer.
So how does this drone thing actually work? It's honestly genius. Okay, so first they launch a drone from a boat nearby. Then it just hovers over the spot where a whale is about to surface. As the whale comes up and lets out that huge exhale, you know, the blow, petri dishes attached to the drone collect the spray. And just like that, the drone zips back to the boat with a perfect sample. So simple, so smart.
You gotta love this quote from the lead scientist, Helena Costa. She says, "It's a little bit crazy that you can collect air from a whale and actually detect something." And she's right. It shows you that even the people doing the work are just blown away by the fact that you can find all this crucial information in what is basically whale snot.
So the how is amazing, right? But the real question is, what did they find? What was hiding in that breath? Well, the answer pointed to an invisible threat, and it popped up somewhere completely unexpected.
They were hunting for pathogens, and boy, did they find one. It's called Cetacean morbillivirus. Basically, it's a nasty infectious virus that hits marine mammals, dolphins, whales, you name it. We've known about it since about 1987, and it has a pretty bad reputation for causing serious trouble.
And when I say serious trouble, I mean it. This isn't just a common cold. It messes with their breathing, it damages their nervous system, it's even been connected to those tragic mass strandings you hear about. When this thing hits, it can cause widespread deaths. So yeah, finding this anywhere is a really, really big deal.
But here's the twist. It wasn't just that they found this virus. It was where they found it. Because they found it in the Arctic, a place that was supposed to be safe from this particular threat.
And that is the headline, right there. This is a world first. For the first time ever, scientists have officially detected Cetacean morbillivirus in Arctic waters. This discovery literally redraws the map for where we thought this virus could be. And this wasn't just a fluke. They found it in 2 separate groups of humpback whales up near northern Norway. They also found it in an unhealthy sperm whale and in a pilot whale that had already stranded. So we're not talking about one single animal here. This looks like a pattern.
So the obvious question is the virus new to the Arctic? Is it spreading north because of climate change or something? Or have we just been missing it this whole time?
Well, not necessarily. The scientists think it's actually more likely that the virus has been there for a while. We just couldn't see it. Think about it. It's so hard to study these animals up there that we've had this huge blind spot. This new drone method isn't just finding something new, it's filling in a massive gap in what we know.
So where do we go from here? This discovery really opens up a whole new can of worms for whale conservation. It makes you ask, what does this mean for the future? And what can we actually do with this new information?
When you ask scientists what's next, there's one number that keeps coming up: 30.
30 years. That's how much data they think they need to really get the full picture. To understand how this disease spreads, how it connects to things like climate change, they need to watch it over a long, long time. This study is an amazing start, but a few years of data is just a snapshot. 30 years? That gives you the whole movie.
Okay, but that's the long term. What about right now?
If we know a group of whales is sick, is there anything we can do to help?
And the answer is, surprisingly, yes. Look, we can't exactly give a whale a prescription, but what we can do is reduce their stress. This research lets us pinpoint exactly where sick populations are, and with that info, we can do things like change the routes of big ships to give those whales a wide berth. It's a way to use this science to take real, practical action, right now.
Which really brings us to the big takeaway here. This amazing drone tech has uncovered a virus we didn't even know was in the Arctic. It just makes you wonder, right? As our world keeps changing, what other secrets about the health of our oceans are just floating out there, waiting for us to find them, in a single breath of a whale?